do you think encouraged the transition we had from a almost zero female participation to what we have right now?
To be honest, we still do not even have enough women in tech. Actually, we do not. I was doing a research earlier this year, and I read that like the female population in tech is about it's not even up to 40% worldwide. This tech it's not as hard as people think it is. It just depends on the part and how intentional you are. I think I did the course for like 2-3 months before I got my first job.
Oh, wow. Amazing people of the YeYeTalk podcast kingdom, welcome back again to an amazing show. And sitting pretty on this couch is something I love to do for you guys every week, every time we come back to discuss something really interesting and fascinating on the YeYeTalk podcast. My name is Moyo. Thank you for tuning in yet again to check out, what's hot, what's happening. And on this side, we say the truth and nothing but the truth. We are still in the spirit of celebrating women because, the entire month of March was dedicated to women. It was called the Women's Month. And of course, again, when you hear Women's Month, you know that it's about celebrating the strength, the power, the goodwill, the goodness, and everything that the women folks embody. And yes, for a couple of podcast episode, we've been talking about women, some of the things that women should know, should do, how they should understand that they're powerful, just basically putting out things that would remind you of why you're a woman and why you should continue to live in the fullness of your identity as one. And today we're going to go in that, on that pace, on that note, with yet another fantastic female guest on the show where we're going to be talking career this time around. But again, we're going into tech. We're going to talk tech today. And you get to know why a woman can do everything she puts her mind into. Thank you for being here. And yes, it's good to reveal the identity of my guest right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the couch with me to the YeYeTalk podcast. My guest, the gorgeous Kella, the tech DJ. Yay!
Hi.
You look like a shy person.
Sometimes.
So which of the personality are you giving me right now?
I will start with shy, but I'll ease into it.
You are gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love your smile.
Thank you.
And this fox lock thing is something that I've always wanted to try.
You should try it.
The angels have not given me the strength yet.
You should.
But it looks gorgeous on
Thank you.
How
Thank
do you
you.
do today? Thank you for being here, though.
Fine. I'm great. Except the weather is extremely hot, but
Very hot.
I know.
1 minute it's drizzling, it's cloudy. The next minute, not even next minute, in between that same minute, the hotness is felt. I don't understand.
I can't wait for rainy season. I can't wait.
I know it comes soon, but again, one thing with us is we know how to acclimatize.
Yes.
We know how to deal with it, and I
Yes.
know we're dealing with it well.
Yes.
And I hope that you out there, you're also dealing with the weather, the fluctuating situation that we've got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, Kella is here, and Kella, please let my people know who you are first before we ease into the conversation today.
So, my name is Kella, the tech DJ. That's what most people call me, Kella, the tech DJ. Their family calls me Ifi. That's my native name. I'm from Delta States, Delta Igbo. And my colleagues call me Colette because that's like I have a lot of names.
Okay. A lot of personality.
You can call me Kella. And I am a QA engineer, quality assurance engineer, also known as software tester. And what do? We test applications for companies to make sure that, there are no bugs and to make sure that it meets the quality standards. And I'm also a DJ, so I call myself the QA engineer by day and DJ by night. Kella, the tech DJ.
Period. That introduction is already giving Gen Z. Are you a Gen Z?
No, actually, I'm
Oh,
not.
funny.
I'm not.
Because I know that you're giving me the days by day, the
I
night
know.
by night.
I know. But I'm
Giving
not.
goodie. We don't do body here, so we do goodie.
Oh, okay.
It's
That's
giving
fine.
goodie.
That's fine.
Just joking. But
Yeah.
again, I love it for you. How it was not until I think I got really familiar with the quality assurance community last year
Okay.
when I had to be in the space with a lot of quality assurance engineer. I think it was on September 9th,
Okay.
which is also the World Testers Day, where I had to do some things with testers.
Oh, that's even a day after my birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really. So
Mhm.
yes, you should be celebrating
I
me this
know.
year. And that was when I got to really know the importance of QAs and what they do in the industry, the tech industry. But before we get to the specification, as female, before now, we didn't have a lot of women in tech. It was looking like that particular space. What do you think encouraged the transition we had from a almost zero female participation to what we have right now?
To be honest, we still do not even have enough women in tech. Actually, we do not. I was doing a research earlier this year, and I saw that, or I read that, like the female population in tech is about it's not even up to 40%
Oh wow!
worldwide.
Wow!
Exactly. So we still do not have. But yeah, I would say that the women are trying. They're trying to get into the tech space, which I really love. I really and I'm like I have some women who I mentor, like about 27 of them right now who
Oh
I
wow!
mentor. Yeah, who are helping them to get into tech. So I love that more women are buying into the tech thing. But I would say that one of the things that encouraged women to go into tech is I would say financial stability. Tech gives financial stability, trust me. Before I got into tech, I didn't know.
She sounded like a bag of money right now.
So yeah, it gives financial stability, and there's this thing, especially for ambitious women who want to break into a male-dominated space. Like, okay, if a man can do it, I can do it and excel in it.
Right.
So there's that drive to that. Okay, I can do this, and there's also the drive of wanting to make something out of out of yourself, wanting to do something for yourself. So yeah, so there's financial stability, there's the ambitious, wanting to do something that the guys are doing and do excel at it. And there's also wanting to make a name for yourself too.
Right. When people say get into tech, it sounds like something really serious. Like it sounds like
Exactly.
there's a lot.
Yes.
You have to get into it. You have to do a lot to
Thank
be
you.
in there.
And
Why?
this thing, I made a video. This of course I am this challenge. I jumped on the challenge and I did. I'm like, of course. I think I said something like, of course, I'm in tech, and people think it's hard to get into tech. I said something like that, and it's not. I keep telling people it's not. I did before I got into tech. I think I did this quality assurance. I think I did the course for like 2-3 months before I got my first job.
Oh wow.
It was barely 3 months actually, and I got referred for my first job. And I was not really even fully done with the course. I was doing a course on Udemy, and I watched a few videos on YouTube. I was not even fully done with the course, but what I say, fortunately for me, I met someone who referred me to my first job. So it's not hard. It just depends on the part. Okay, so truly some parts are harder than some parts. For example, like the code. The code
The coding.
that one might take you like
Writing the JavaScript.
it might take you like 3 months, 6 months, a year plus. Depends on how consistent you are or intentional you are, and how well you can learn things, how fast you learn things. So it depends on the path you choose to take. Like I know someone, I know a couple of people who did this tech thing for like a month, and they got international jobs that are paying them dollars. When I mean dollars, I mean about. I'm not joking. I know people.
I know. I mean, I'm very tech inclined, so I know it. I'm just telling them use it.
So it's not as hard as people think it is. It just depends on the part and how intentional you are. So I keep telling the ladies who I mentor them. This tech thing we because we started, I think, the mentorship around like late last week of January, and I keep telling them that it's not as much as yes, so because most people just want to get to tech and think that they can. As much as some people get jobs immediately, not everybody gets job. But most people think that once you just get into tech, you land international job. It doesn't always work like that for most people. I tell them that you have to be very intentional. And when I'm intentional, there are times that you would want to say, you know what, I'm not doing again. I don't want to do again. I mean, let me go look for one small job, or let me just do something else. But there should be something there should be a drive, there should be a goal for you. So there should be something. So what's that thing that made you start in the first place? That's why I keep telling them that what's that? Because they reached out to me on Instagram, on Twitter. So what? And I keep asking them that, what's that thing that made you reach out to me in the first place? That thing that made you reach out to me, that's the thing you keep holding on to. Just keep holding on to that goal, that ambition, and keep pushing. There are times you would be tired, overwhelmed. Take a break. Yeah, take a break.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And from some of the things you've said, it feels like a lot of women wake up and say, I need to get into this space. Do you think that people are getting into this space because of the money they've heard is involved, or women actually do have passion for these things? Do you really think that we actually care for these things? Because I mean, a lot of people expect that as a female, you should care for the job that just gives you, that space, be a baby girl. But tech is a lot, right? It might feel like we're trying to make light of how difficult it can be, but I know that like every other job or some jobs, tech can be a lot. So do you think that women truly do have passion for these things, or we're just in for let's give it a show?
Oh, okay. So this question, I would be honest, and I'll be honest. Truly, tech is not just even women. Men get into tech for money.
Sure.
If we are being honest,
True.
too.
True.
So, and so Nigeria is not exactly helping people with jobs, employment. I studied microbiology in school, and if I did not go into tech, hunger would have finished me in this Nigeria. Because tell me, where are jobs for microbiologists? If we are being honest, so people in the science, people who are science inclined. Most people study microbiology, biochemistry.
Fisheries.
Do you get? Where are the jobs for these people? There are no jobs. Some microbiology are in banks now. Someone told me that it's a bank you end. I say, it's you that will end in the bank. It's not me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with bank job, but I didn't want to work in the bank. In that space. So there's a part that there's really little to no employment for a lot of Nigerian youths. There's that part. There's, yes, of course, money is a good motivation. If I'm money is something that should motivate you to do something now, right? Let's not lie to ourselves. So yes, most women are going to tech for some women are going to tech for money, while others are going into it for passion. So when I started this tech thing, I didn't even start with QA. I started with UI UX design.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and when I got in, I didn't even know I didn't even know anything about QA, but even being honest. When I started this thing, I knew about UI UX design, I knew about software engineering, and just a few others. So when I started UI UX design, I did a course. I even had I finished with certificate, but I just knew that it's not just for me. Then I moved to something. I think I did 3 courses before I actually ended with QA. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I took a break after the 3rd course. I took a break. I'm like, I don't know what, because that's the issue with people getting into tech, finding the right tech path for them. So I took a break. I got a job, a customer service job. Then after that job, I lost the job, and I was back to being, because the job was a good job. So it was with an international company. So I was back after I lost the job. I was back to being, broke kinda. So I'm like, okay, this tech thing now, which parts would you take? Would you
want to focus on?
Because you've tried others. So I was talking to a friend of mine. His name is CJ. I always talk about him anytime I talk about this tech thing. He's the one that really helped me get into QA. So he's a QA engineer. I'm like, CJ, I was complaining, I was crying, I don't know what to do. Like, why don't you just do this QA I'm doing? He told me, he said there's no coding in QA. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yes, but he's like, that's actually coding in QA. I found out months later. Right now, I'm actually learning how to code right now.
Okay.
But initially, I didn't know how to code. So he told me, don't worry, you don't have to learn how to code. Just this manual QA, you can start with the courses. I'm like, so when he sent me the course materials, I'm like, okay, this is not bad. And I realized that it did match with my personality. So as a QA engineer or as a software tester, you need to have good eye for details. You know that, and you need to know how to spot bugs, defects, and personally, I know how to spot issues. Just in general, in people, there's always a problem with something or with a person. I'm like, this person,
there's something wrong.
There's something it even kind of affects my, I call it relationship with people, or like
Human relations.
yeah, even my mom was like, nobody, no man is perfect. Can't you just pick one? Everything, there's always one problem or the other. I'm like, so it matches with my personality. So it's a job I really like. So I didn't know I had passion for it until I started. So I now have passion for it. So sometimes when I go into this thing, maybe for the money, but
Along the
along the
line.
line, they realize I actually do have passion.
Okay,
for
so,
it.
so from what you've said, for you now, it felt like a lot of things led you to this point.
Yeah.
Right? And for some women, they don't even understand that there are so many aspects of tech that can be explored.
Yes.
You know, when people ordinarily hear tech, they are thinking coding, they are thinking writing scripts and all that big stuff, not knowing that there are other aspects of tech that can be explored. So for those kind of women watching this right now who are thinking, I want to be a tech cis and do not exactly know how to get on that journey, what should they be looking out for in themselves and how do they transition?
Yeah, this is a very good question, and I like to answer this question. First of all, I would say you do your research. So, with the women I mentor, there's this document which I, curated myself. Documents, contains a lot of tech roles and their description. So I sent it to them. Even I've sent it to a couple of other people too. So let me go through this document. You read on about different tech roles and their description. Now look when you read about them, you see you can choose like maybe 3 or 4 that aligns with or that you think is interesting, that catches your interest. Then you go and do your research on them. But before that, you need to actually even search yourself and know like your
What works
for you, and you need to like I mentioned earlier, this QA matches my personality. You need to know, assess yourself and know your strengths, your weakness. So personally, I maybe I know that when I told you I started with UI UX, when I was doing UI UX, I just knew it was not for me. I don't exactly have that graphic mind. UI UX is design. Yeah. So I knew that I did not have the graphic mind. Like for every time I wanted to design, I had to go to, because there's Behance, there's Dribble. I had to go to Behance and Dribble to get inspiration from. I cannot just come up with a design
concept
from my.
yes.
So I just need that. No.
And what you just said now sort of aligns with me, and this is very important for everybody, not just female. I mean, you need to understand that not everything is for you. And the day I realized this same thing, because initially there was a time that there was this craze of everybody trying to design on Canva.
Yeah.
Right? It was a good idea. They tell you have to learn how to do graphics design. You can do it by yourself. You don't have to pay someone. You don't have to do this. There were a lot of noise around designing. And I tried it out a couple of times, even as simple as everyone said it was. I realized that it didn't look like something for me. I didn't have design sense, like you said, and I didn't exactly give up. I can try my hands on a thing or two, but I just know that this is not something I want to put all of my energy on. And I think the earlier people realize that, the better for them, except so that you don't continue to beat yourself up for things that it's not meant for you. Yeah, that's just something I wanted to point out.
Exactly. So I knew, so I just left UI UX and I tried some UX research. Is under UI UX, but it's like the research part. So you research, so you go do your research on what's a particular product. If the customers would like the product, I tried that one, but I realized the requirement for that. I think most companies needed UX researchers to study psychology. So I'm like, okay, no. Then I heard someone told me about AWS, that's cloud. I did my research. I tried doing that one too. I'm like,
this is not
no.
it.
So that's why I took a break and I got a job. So you need to assess yourself and know your strengths, your weakness, and because I always ask them. So what do you think you can do? What do you think is your strength? Are you a good leader? Because not everybody is a good leader. I would not even say I'm so much of a leader. But my friend was telling me that, no, Kella, I think you're a good leader. I don't think I am a good leader. But people tell me I am. Maybe because I have, I've done this is my second time mentoring people who want to go into tech. Someone says, so if you can mentor people, that means you're a leader.
And you're seeing the results. So you should accept your leadership crown in peace.
Yes. But I think I would say something I'm still struggling with. So I guess in the nearest future, maybe later on this year, I probably will take a few courses on leadership. Because if you want to grow in the tech industry, you need to. If you want to grow, you need to take on leadership positions. Yeah, actually.
Mm.
So even if you start like with normal positions, if you want to be earning the big bucks, you need to,
Love it. I love that. As much as you show passion, you also let me know or let everyone know that see the money is also very important, and that's really thrilling and
I
interesting in all
mean,
of the things we've said so far. Just for
yeah.
women who understand or who should understand that if this is something that's been in your mind, if this is something you're itching to do, you can definitely get into it, regardless of who you are, the qualification you have. It's just about finding the right people to spot you into the things you should be learning, the things you should be doing in a bit to stabilize in any aspect of the tech industry that you're looking forward to. Remember, I did not say in a bit to settle into the tech industry because tech industry is
What?
wide.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so you need to know what exactly you want to do in the space and how to navigate the space. Let's talk about mentorship. Do you think that women are finding enough people to hold their hands through?
Not really. Not really. And I would from my experience with the ladies who are mentoring. So I mean, I'm mentoring them, but so they all chose. So I told them to go and choose, the parts they think they can do after doing their research. Because I forgot to mention this. Even after assessing yourself, you have to do your research on different tech parts. And when you do your research, you know, because there. So as much as yes, there are so many tech parts, but there are some that are, what I say, there are some that have more market or value, or what I say, openings.
Mm.
So and the goal eventually is for you to land a job, right?
Yeah.
So it will make sense to pick one that has what I call it, the enough job openings and room for growth. So as much as you might like one, yes, you can pursue the one you like or you've seen or you've done your research on. But if the goal for you is to land a job, I would advise you to pick one that you can easily get a job.
Get a job in. Right.
So you need to do your research. I keep telling them, do your research, as check, watch videos on YouTube, go on LinkedIn, do your research, and just know that pick the one that's one which fits your personality, and also which also gives you when I say the opportunity to get a job or land your dream job.
Mm. And that does make sense again, because I think that if there's one thing I've noticed in a couple of years is that as more women are beginning to emerge, they're also trying to hold the hands of other women
Man,
as they go. And I'm hoping that in the next couple of years would have at least quite a number of people, or maybe the percentage of women in tech increase in good number because
yes.
of the growth
Oof.
that we're currently experiencing in the field. But let's stick with the Japa story for a bit. It also feels like a lot of people are going into tech in a bit to have access into the international waters or international space. Is that really a thing, or is it a facade?
It's a thing. It's such a thing.
And is it
Because
working?
yes, I know like three people that's worked for. It almost worked for me last year. Actually, just I was this close to getting my Japa job, but maybe God said it's not yet time. Be in Nigeria first. So yeah, it actually does work for a lot of people. So people have started, gone into tech, gotten jobs, sponsorship jobs, and have traveled. A lot of people have done it. So it works.
So if you're thinking in that direction,
Yeah.
but I think it starts with the expertise at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
have to know what, because again, in the international space, they don't deal with mediocrity. If you don't know what you're doing,
Yes.
you're just gonna be there.
Exactly.
And you should also know that these people sabi tech more. We might brag for
Yeah.
other space
Yeah.
and industry, but when it comes to tech, I feel like tech is advanced over there. So if you want to get into tech from here in a bit to be
Yeah.
there, then you have to do it like they do it.
And you have to put in the work. Trust me. That's exactly why I'm even learning coding right now, because tech constant every day is advancing. So you need to stay, like, you need to grow as it grows, and you need to be abreast with the trend, the new trends and in technology.
Yes.
Mhm.
That part is also very important.
Mhm.
Now, as we wrap up the conversation on tech, hoping that you've taken one or two from this conversation, let's talk about your night walk. How do you do it? How do you blend tech by day, quality assurance engineer, software tester by day, and DJing at night? How do you do it?
Well, okay. Thankfully, I work remotely.
Okay.
So my job is remote. So
As it is most tech roles.
most tech roles, yeah. So I don't. I, and my job is very flexible too. So it's not like static where you have to be on your table. I mean, I'm here now, so you don't have to be on your table like 9 to 5. Yeah. So you can choose your working hours as long as you complete your task. So like everybody has a task. If you do your tasks, you're good to go. And so there's the thing with this software development. So software development is not always like, so that is it's not like there's always something to do. Although it depends on the company you're
On the
working
space,
for.
yeah.
Yeah. So you might have they might have built the app already, and that presently, so the company I work for, the application or the software has been built already. So all we do is just maintenance and adding new features here and there once in a while. So if there are no new features to add, we just do maintenance, fix bugs. So I have time on my side to do other things.
Okay.
So that it gives me time to do my DJ thing. And of course, DJ thing is usually mostly at night. So if I work in the daytime, if I have events at night or on weekends, I don't work on weekends.
Right.
So like Friday night, Saturday, even weekday nights, if I work from like maybe 9, anytime I wake up till like 4 or 5, my events like 6, 7 or 8, 9, depends on the time. So it's not at all hard. It's not hard for me.
So
Yes.
for you, why it looks like you are thrilled by male dominated spaces.
Exactly.
Because you are in tech, software tester,
I
which there are
know.
not so many women in the space.
Yes.
And now you're also a DJ with a lot of men.
I know.
With emphasis,
I know.
men in the space. Why is that something that thrills you naturally, or you just find it? That's what
I
it
didn't
is?
even plan it this way. It just happened. So the DJ, I've always been a DJ for a long time. So the tech thing happened way after the DJ thing.
Oh, okay.
So I was a DJ since like 20. This year makes it like 10 years since I learned how to be a DJ. So, and it's because I've always loved music. That's why I went to. I mean, I wanted to be a musician at some point. I didn't have. The one thing I like about myself is I tell myself the truth. So I'm very self-aware. So if I know that something is not good for me, I don't deceive myself. Oh, I think you can do. No, I know I cannot do
I
it.
can't do it.
I know I cannot do it. So don't even bother. Don't bother. So I tried music and.
It's not working. So let's be the one
just-
giving the music
Do
instead.
you understand? So that's how I got into DJing, but I didn't officially start till like 2020. It took a while. I had to finish university. So I didn't officially start as a DJ to 2020. Then the tech thing started in like 2021.
All right. So
Yeah.
how's the blend been? How are you enjoying that mix?
I love it. Actually, I really do. I mean, I really, really, really like both of them. I can't. People keep asking me which would you choose. I don't know which one to choose because I really enjoy when I'm on set, like when I'm on my DJ sets. It makes me really happy, and then when I'm doing my job too. So my colleagues, some of my colleagues, my former company, they used to call me Madam Bug because they're like, I'm always spotting bugs. I'm always finding issues. I'm like, but that is my job. I'm supposed to find issues. Now if I don't find issues, they will sack me. So yeah, so I like I have passion for both. Like I can't even choose which I really, really even prefer. I can't even choose. So I really like both.
I can imagine. I
yeah.
can imagine. But again, is it tech that gives that much flexibility to be able to pursue other things that you love, or you think that women can explore this in any industry?
It's tech.
It's tech.
It's tech. And it's tech. It's tech and the ability to work remotely. People underrate remote work because if I were not working remotely, if I had to commute to work every day, I doubt I would be able to cope with any other thing because by the time I come back from work, it really depends on where I'm working anyway. But maybe by the time I come back from work,
You're stressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
but with not having to commute every day, I have time. I'm never really tired. Like, some days I'm tired because sometimes work can be very overwhelming. But it just gives me the it's tech actually. It's really tech.
Okay, there you have it. If you're thinking of choosing two worlds at the same time, then you might probably be thinking of the chances of, getting a remote job for one and having to explore your passion for the other. Maybe, just maybe. And for people who, if you have a 9 to 5 and you're able to still explore other things, let us know in the comment section how you do it and what gives you the strength to keep going on. Thank you so much, Madam Bug, for sharing with us today and hoping that more women would, connect with your story and find the strength to push through, spaces that a lot of people feel like they cannot succeed in or at. Thank you so much for sharing. Finally, let's talk about how people can reach out to you either for mentorship or other things.
So you can reach out to me on Instagram. My handle is Kella underscore the tech DJ. So when you search for Kella, you would see me on. I think you can mostly reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on Twitter too, but I'm mostly on IG.
Okay.
Yeah, so Instagram works for me.
So that's Kella, Kella
Yeah,
underscore
score
the tech DJ. That's how to reach out to her if you're considering a career path in software testing. Yeah, she's your girl to hold your hand through the journey. Thank you so much once again. We hope that you had fun talking to us on the YeYeTalk podcast, and we look forward to watching and tracking your progress from here and seeing the amazing things that you do. Thank you once again. And there you have it. This would wrap up our thoughts conversation around the Women's Month. Okay. And yes, we're hoping that maybe when we celebrate the men's dingy, we'll dedicate some episodes to that as well. But for right now, if you are a woman, remember to continually maintain your strength, grow as much as you can, explore as much as you can, and be the best version of yourself. Again, till I come your way on the YeYeTalk podcast, remember that you stick to the truth and nothing but the truth. See you guys.